And here we are back again, and we're going to be talking with Class Act Productions. And they're doing Little Women, the musical. And with me, next to me, is Stephen J. Faust. He is the director. And next to him is Sierra Cristo. She is one of the March sisters. And then we have Lisa Franklin. She's been on the show before, and she's playing the part of Marmee. So we're going to find out about the show, where you can see it, and what it's all about. Hey, Stephen, thanks for being here.
Thank you
Thank you
for
all
having
for being
us.
here. Yeah.
The show is based off of the 1868 novel of by Louisa May Alcott. It follows around mainly Jo March, who is sitting next to me, and it's about the four sisters and their trials and tribulations through a tough time where father's away at war and the only one to take care of them is Marmee. And it's about Jo, who wants the sisters to be one at all times, and how it kind of just starts falling apart a little bit on her, and things don't really go the way that they want in her life and how she wants it. So it's a beautiful, beautiful musical. Some of the most talented people I've ever worked with in my life.
You're the director?
I am the director, yes.
You're the director, so you make sure everybody's on cue
I
and
try.
ready to go, right?
I try.
You make that attempt.
I make the attempt.
How's your cast?
Like I said before, they are hands down the most talented group of people I've ever worked with in my life. The minute you hear their voices, you're in awe. I mean, and I'm not one to get emotional, but there have been times where I've teared up during rehearsals, and we're not even.
That says a lot about the expression of the artist.
It really, really does.
Sarah, how long have you been singing?
I've been singing since about third grade, so I'm 19 now, so I don't know how long that makes me a singer, but
I don't even
for
know
a long
how old you
time,
are in third grade, but that's okay. We're not doing math right now. We're doing theater, so right. And so, have you been in a lot of productions?
Yeah, I've been in quite a few. I perform mostly at the Cohoes Music Hall at CR Productions, but I try to get around, and wherever I can perform, take a shot where I can.
And so this is really nice. You're going to be performing at the James Meter Theater over at Sage, is that correct?
Yes.
How is that stage? Good?
I've never performed there, but I've seen a bunch of productions, and it seems like a great theater. I'm really excited to work there.
And Lisa Franklin, I know you've been on the show before. We usually see you with SLOC or an organization, right, because you've got such a great voice. And I know that you do have, can we share about your son?
Sure.
Just quickly.
My son George just finished a Broadway show, Christmas Story the musical, and he's off to do the next Broadway tour of Elf the musical this fall.
Out.
It's a Broadway tour. It won't be in Schenectady, but it will be around the country. Yeah, I know.
So, well, I'm sure on Facebook you'll tell us where we can see that, right?
Of course.
I know. I check Facebook because I got to know what's going on in the community. And you play the part of Marmee. How is that part?
It's wonderful. It's been a role that I've always wanted to play since seeing Maureen McGovern do it on Broadway in, I think it was 2006. And Marmee is a very strong character. She keeps the family together while her husband is at war. This is right after the Civil War. And she is very progressive for that time. She wants her girls to be educated. She doesn't care if they marry for money. She wants them to be happy. And she's very strong. And if you have read the book, she mentions that she is ill-tempered at times, but she doesn't let the girls see that. So she does tell Jo that at one point. So she's very strong, and she hides her weaknesses from the girls at all times.
And how is the music? I don't know that I've
Gorgeous.
ever seen the musical, but has it been performed in the area? I can't remember.
It was done at Schenectady Civic Theater.
Oh, then I saw it
a few years ago.
Yeah,
but
then I did see it.
Some of the most powerful music I've seen in a musical in a very, very long time. Like I said, with the voices, but I mean, with the music behind it and the pit, very, very well written score. It's just powerful, but it is also very emotional too. It will take you on a roller coaster. You will laugh, you will cry, you will.
And when you think about the movie, I mean, if it follows the story, I'm sure it follows because Louisa May Alcott. I mean, that's the story. There is a lot of charm in it. There's a lot of humor. There's a lot of heart-wrenching. How is the staging?
Beautiful. We have, what it is it's set up where it is a floor stage, and then there is a smaller second stage about 4 feet above that, where we will have the attic. It's going to be very minimal staging, nothing going in and out. We'll be changing things like like we'll be changing certain things on the couch to make it look different and putting different things on the table. For instance, for Annie Moffat's ball, we'll put a completely different a throw on the back of the couch, and on the table maybe we'll have a punch bowl to, things like that. It's difficult.
I like that really because it takes a lot of time sometimes to set the changes.
Very much
and
so.
once in a while you'll see a critique that the play was wonderful, but there was too much time wasted in changing sets, and we really don't want to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. You have another production coming up, or is this?
This is it for me.
Okay.
And then a little bit of a break, but this is
How many plays have you directed?
This is actually only my second.
Okay.
The first was I did a director showcase at Albany Civic Theater. Actually, it was only a few months ago.
Okay.
But I'm usually a performer. But this was I got the opportunity to step up into this role, or into the role of the director.
Well, to the role as director, yeah, it's a role.
It has been. I've been blessed since day one. The amount of people that came to auditions, I could have cast this show 4 times. And it was the most difficult decision, and I don't think I ever want to direct again, just because I don't want to be that exactly.
The decisions to make. How large is the cast anyway?
There are 10 people in the cast. The 4 sisters, Marmee, Aunt March, who was played by Holly Miller, who is absolutely phenomenal. You have Ray Burns, who is playing Mr. Lawrence. You have Peter Caracappa, who is playing Professor Bear. And I think that's all of them. And Taylor Warren, who is playing
Love interest?
Yes, he's playing John Brooke, who is Meg, played by Elizabeth Sterling, her love interest at some point.
Does everyone sing in it?
Everybody does.
Okay.
Everybody has some sort of a solo at some point. And it's funny because this is something that I get to a lot of people. Just because it says Little Women does not mean that the men in the show are not phenomenal. I think, in my opinion, and I'm not saying just because I am a man, I think the men are just as strong character-wise as the females in this show, and music-wise on the equivalent as the women. They're just some of the most beautiful songs, and just some of the most beautiful voices you'll ever hear. So really come and see this one.
I know that we have some really talented people in our community. When I was talking to Ray Gillen a little while ago and I mentioned quality of life, one of the things I think about is the amount of theater that we have in our area and the opportunities. Last night we were talking to someone. I said, they were saying, how can you get out? And I said, do theater. I said, you don't have to be on stage. You can work on sets and costumes and a lot of other things. And it's a really great way to meet people. Lisa, you have, how many songs do you sing in this show?
I have 2 big solos.
2 big solos.
And then I'm in 2 other smaller group numbers.
Yeah. Sierra, how about you?
It's about 50.
I've quite a few. I'm on stage a lot.
Well, you're really the center of the.
She is the show. She
Yeah.
is without.
Of our generation.
She does. She really does have the voice of an angel. She really does. I mean, the minute that her voice, she sang in auditions, everybody walked out, and that's
it. There's no need to do anymore.
I mean,
You're playing the part of Elizabeth. What Elizabeth Taylor played? Is that what?
Sutton Foster played it on Broadway. She was the original.
No. I mean in the movie.
In the movie,
I think it was Elizabeth Taylor,
yes.
wasn't it? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
You guys.
It's okay.
Lisa, you and I will talk. But I think it was. So that's the part that you're playing because it's a wonderful part because she is just such a character.
I've been dying to play this role for such a long time, and I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to portray Jo March.
Well, it's interesting that what you said, Stephen, about the auditions, because so many people do come out to the auditions, that the Helderberg Play Festival is doing their show, and they casted like double shows because they had so many great
Like
kids.
I said, I could have done that.
Yeah, when you said that, it reminded me.
Oh.
So when is this show?
The show is the first 2 weekends of August, the 2nd through 4th, and the 9th through 11th. The tickets are $15 for seniors and $20 for everyone else. And there is also, if you go to Russell Sage, there is what we have as a 10-minute student rush price, which is $5 right away.
That's nice.
The shows, Fridays and Saturdays, are at 8 o'clock, and Sunday shows are at 2. It is
nice
air
matinee.
conditioned. It is air conditioned, so I will say that, and I believe that they just fixed the air conditioning, so it should be working really well. And also, I do want to say that if you want to reserve tickets, you do not have to pay right away. If you want
You
to
pay when
call
you
and
get there.
reserve and just say, hey, I want X amount of seats for this day, they will hold them and you can pay the day that you get there.
So that makes it really nice. So check it out. And of course, Sage is very easy to get to. I mean, it's like if you think you got to drive around and around, you just come across the bridge and bingo, you're there. And it's
Correct.
and there's plenty of parking.
Yes, plenty of parking, especially now that school's out.
Yeah, school's out.
And a summer, there will be even more parking down there.
Great. We're very happy to have you on the
Thank
show,
you.
all
I'm
of you, and I
very
hope
happy.
that
Thank
you
you for
have a
having
huge
us.
success and each show is a sellout.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be great.
Good. Stephen J. Faust, along with him, he's brought Sierra Cristo, and then next to him we have Lisa Franklin. So we're very happy to have them all here today, promoting Little Women over at the James L. Meter, I think, Theater over at Russell Sage in Troy. So check it out, and you won't be disappointed.